What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today we are taking a look at the SH Figuarts Wolverine from the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. This is another figure that I have had for months this year that when it came out, and it's just gotten lost in the shuffle. But since none of my pre-orders are coming in, I figured I might as well dust him off and do a video on him. Let's take a look at his package really quick. It looks pretty cool. I like the Deadpool and Wolverine there on the front. The window's a little small. I feel like they're covering up a little bit of the figure and the accessories, but no big deal. It says Wolverine on the side, and typical Bandai stuff on the back, nothing special. Let's get him out of the box and take a closer look at him. All right. At a first glance, this figure looks cool. He looks good. The colors look nice, and just the overall shape of him looks good. But looks can be deceiving. Let's see how tall he is real quick before we start digging into him. To the top of his head, he is exactly 6 inches tall, which would make the figure 15 to 15 and a quarter centimeters if you count these little pointy things. Let's look at his aesthetic. Color scheme and everything, he looks really cool, and the the sculpt as far as details looks really good. He still has a bit of that frumpiness that the Marvel Legends version of this figure had, and I don't know why everybody's doing that, because Jackman did not look frumpy in that video. But anyways, let's look at the face. I think this is a pretty decent cowled Jackman face right there. I think that looks pretty good. The facial hair maybe a little bit like right there. You might not even be able to see it. It's almost like smudging or something's a little off. But the cowl, like the cowled head, does look pretty good, and I would buy that as Hugh Jackman in the cowl. Real quick, we'll just compare it. I think it looks a lot better than the Marvel Legends one, but for $80+ it had better. We'll look more at them side by side here in just a minute. But let's look at the rest of the body. That same texture that the Marvel Legends figure had, only done a little bit better in my opinion. And the paint, everywhere that it is on this figure, is done really well. I really like it, especially like on the hands. All of the hands, which we'll look at here in a minute, look fantastic. I cannot complain about the hands, other than the fact that I think they're a bit small for the figure. This hand, look at that. That is very, very dainty for a hand, and Hugh Jackman is not a little dude. Look at the hand compared to that form. That feels like that hand is just a little bit small. Got some sort of smudge on the abdomen on mine here. I don't know what that could be from, because there's no like black paint anywhere else near it. So that kind of bugs me. Belt looks good. Boots look pretty good. The feet look kind of narrow. If you're seeing that, they kind of look narrow, but it doesn't look bad. I want to point out something else.
What is that?
That right there on the back. What the fuck? What is that there for? Why does he need to have a stamp in the middle of his back? Because the sculpt doesn't even hide it really. This reminds me of the Full Power Frieza from Bandai for the Dragon Ball Z. That Full Power Frieza, it had a tramp stamp like that, and I just cannot stand it. But other than those two things, the look of the figure is not bad. Just a little bit frumpy, and a couple of painting faux pas, one on the front and one on the back. Other than that, he actually looks pretty decent. The elbow joint yellow doesn't match the rest of the yellow. I thought I'd point that out. And to be quite honest, now that I'm kind of looking at the head, it could be my lights, but the head looks like it doesn't 100% marry up with yellow to yellow there. But it just could be the angle I'm looking at it. Let's look at his accessories really quick, because sadly, he really doesn't come with much. He comes with 2 head sculpts, this serious head sculpt here on the package, like this serious face right here, and it looks good. Whoops, I can't even stand him up. I ain't even fooling with it. And he's got this teeth gritting one, like he's mad and pissed off. And it looks good, and I definitely buy that as Jackman in the cowl. So I'm not really going to complain about it, but maybe he should have had a 3rd head sculpt or something. I mean, for $80. And he comes with a crap load of hands. Comes with 4, 8. He comes with 10 hands. Usual Bandai trying to wow us with hands. He comes with these 2 little open hands right here on him in the package. He comes with 2 fisted hands without the claws. And again, these do look really good. The paint and everything on them and the detail is really nice. Comes with 2 clawless grabby hands right here. And again, they look really, really good. And he comes with 2 sets of clawed hands. He comes with a fist hand, or fist hands, I should say, with claws. And the claws look really nice. Nice and metallic looking. They're spaced really well. And again, the painting on the claws is really good. Let's compare them to the clawed fist hands from the Marvel Legends one. They're smaller because they're smaller figures. Obviously, we'll compare the 2 figures here again more here in a second. And they're shorter, but they definitely look better. Not that the Marvel Legends ones look bad necessarily, but these look really good. And he comes with some clawed open hands right here. And again, these claws look really good. They're a little bit wider. I guess they kind of widen out when he opens up his hands. But that looks really good. And unfortunately, that is it for accessories. So the accessories pretty much suck, especially for the price point on this figure. Let's stand him next to the Marvel Legends version of this figure. And the Marvel Legends version of this figure is bigger. It's a little bit taller. I don't want to go as far as to say significantly, but it's a bigger figure. Shoulders are broader. Head is definitely bigger, but Marvel Legends tends to make their heads a little bit too big for the figure anyway. But look right there. Do you see that similar frumpiness? Like, this one's taller and a broader figure, but their waists are the same width. I don't really like that too well. And their thighs are just, the thighs and hips are just weird on both of these figures. I don't know why. I don't really like it. But like I pointed out a minute ago, the cowled face head sculpt on this one is definitely better looking than this one. But that's by far not a glowing recommendation for this figure. And just to remind everybody that the Marvel Legends did come with this Hugh Jackman face that is absolutely fantastic. Anyways, let's take a look at his articulation, and let's pray that it's better than the Marvel Legends one. All right, let's start at his head. I was getting ready to start at his shoulders. Let's start at his head. His head will look down pretty decent, and that's because he has a neck joint that'll move around a little bit for us, so it'll look down pretty well. And it'll look up pretty darn good, too. And we get some nuance and all that stuff, and that's because they gave him a double ball peg.
Thank you.
But kind of a weird double ball peg. It's kind of short, and if you can see that, it's curved, and I'm not sure why. I don't know why they did that. Maybe that, I'm not an engineer, maybe that helps it look up a little bit better, and because it does look up pretty good. So that in conjunction with the neck joint, we get some pretty decent head movement. Shoulders will actually go out to 90 degrees on this one. If you all remember from the Marvel Legends version, you couldn't because of the shoulder caps on that one, but this one, the shoulder caps kind of float, and they allow for that, so I like that a lot. Of course, you get a full rotation. This one also has a butterfly, just like the other one, and it doesn't really work all that well. As you can see, the arm doesn't really come across the body super awesome, but it's not for nothing. Like right there is without engaging it. When I engage it, you do get a little bit extra, and it doesn't look too bad either there in the back and from the side. So I'm not going to complain about the butterfly joint because this isn't like a Goku figure that needs to do a Kamehameha blast. Anyways, diaphragm break. There's neutral. He will get some quasi-significant lean forward, and he gets a little bit of lean back. Not too much twist because of the shape of the torso, but you can get a little bit of pitch and like tilt and stuff out of it. Midsection is on a ball peg down here, so you use that any direction you want, and it gets nice little lean there, so I can't complain about that. Hips only go to there.
Fuck.
I don't like that, and that's because of these right here. The way they did this thigh twist kind of cut right here. Why they did that, I don't know. But if you can see that, it catches right there, and I just don't like that at all. Because there's just no point of that. Why do they do that? That's so stupid. I don't like it. Like, that doesn't need to be there. Anyways, front kicks to about right there. For an $80 action figure from a high-end company, he should be able to front kick a little bit better. And of course, they put a weirdly misshapen kind of ass on him. If you all see that, like, kind of crease right there, like, that is just a weird looking butt. I know every video it kind of seems like I'm obsessed with butts, but when they sculpt them wrong or at all, it screws with the articulation in the legs, and this is no exception. And it's just not good looking. That looks like some old man's ass. So you're not going to kick him back any at all. It has a thigh swivel. Knee joint that kind of sucks. That looks weird at the top, and there's a little bit of gap. Decent range of motion, I suppose, and the proportions are pretty good. Bandai doesn't do shin swivels. The ankle is like a ball hinge. Almost no, like here's neutral. Almost no down. Virtually no up, but you do get a rocker, so that pretty much sucks. Got a toe hinge. Actually kind of rounded and smooth and like flush right through there, so that's not too terrible. Just doesn't look horrible, so I'm not going to freak out. No peg holes at the bottoms of the shoes. And that's really it for the lower body. I forgot to show you all, he does have a bicep swivel and a double jointed elbow that does not look good. That kind of poke, you see that? That pokes out of there, and it's gappy, and I don't really like the look of that at all. And the wrist is on a ball hinge like most Bandai figures. So his articulation, I like the head joint, the abdominal joint, and the ball peg down there at the waist move really well. Elbows don't look good, but they function. Shoulders function pretty decently. Hips, I don't like them. Knees, I don't like the look of them. And the ankles suck. So overall, the articulation is, for a Bandai figure, I would actually go as far as to call that a C-. That's not real great. Let's move into the final verdict, because there really isn't much else to talk about with Wolverine. My final verdict for a Bandai figure, this is not that great. I'll give this, I'm actually going to give this a C-. This is not very good. This is an $80+ figure, and he doesn't really move that well. Looks decent, but has the same frumpy look as the Marvel Legends. The Marvel Legends was only $25. So if you've got to pick one of these two, pick the Marvel Legends, because at least you get a great head sculpt out of it, and you save a shitload of money. I do not recommend this figure. I am not buying the, excuse me, I'm fixing the camera. I am not buying the Deadpool because I just don't really want it. Yeah, I don't recommend this figure. It's pretty disappointing. It's probably going to wind up on a list somewhere, here later on in the year. But anyways, that's all I've got for the SH Figuarts Wolverine. If you haven't subscribed, pause the video, scroll down, give us a subscribe, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And with all that said, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.